Hi everyone, so today I'm doing a tag and this is my first tag, yay! I want to thank Manderson XOXO because she tagged me and I will link her site below. She's awesome, thank you so much for tagging me. So now I'm going to get into it. This tag is my top 5 books so far for 2013 and the books that I'm anticipating. So let's start off first with my top 5 books. So these are in no particular order, but are all awesome. First of all, we have Insignia by S.J. Kincaid, and I will be putting up a review of this book, or I may have already, I'm not quite sure. So yeah, this book is about a boy who gets to fight through virtual reality in outer space. It is a lot like Ender's Game, and it is really awesome. Next book we have is not a YA book, it's not even a fiction book, but this book is Stephen King's On Writing, and if you have any interest in learning how to write, well, please check out this book. I enjoyed it so much. It is not just a toolkit for figuring out how to write good books, but also it tells you about Stephen King's life, and it is actually quite funny, so I really love this book. After that we have The Unbecoming of Mara Dreyer. This book was crazy. Oh my gosh, when I read it, I could not put it down, and I read way late into the night, and I just, by the end of it, my mind was just spinning and spinning and spinning, but it is so good. It's about a girl who, she thinks she's losing her mind. She's involved in an accident and her friends are killed, and she keeps having these flashbacks and bad things keep happening to people around her, and it's driving her crazy, and it drives you crazy too, but it is amazing. Next we have The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa, and this book was a big surprise to me. She has a Iron Face series that I enjoyed, but I enjoyed this book a lot more actually, although the other series is good too. It is about a girl who lives in a huge city that is controlled by vampires, and you either sign up to give blood to vampires and kind of be under their control, or you don't, but then they won't feed you, and there's no food, and you can't steal anything, although they try to, and so you're just kind of barely surviving. And the girl gets bitten by a vampire, and so she gets turned into a vampire, and from there she kind of has to deal with all of that. It is a dystopian book, and it was amazing. I am starting to read the next book. Finally, we have Lexicon by Max Barry, and I did a slight review of this book in my new series called My Favorite Books. But this book is about 2 different people. The first one is a girl that gets involved with this group called Poets, and these poets can do is control people with their words. They can control people's minds. It's just awesome. And then this guy, he is being chased by these 2 guys and chased by other people. And so somehow their stories come together in this awesome book. It is an adult book, so be cautionate if you're younger. It's not necessarily appropriate for everyone, but I loved it. Alright, so next we have the 5 books that I am anticipating this year. So the first one, let's see if you guys can see this. That reflects. The first book is Allegiant by Veronica Roth. And this book is coming out, I don't quite know, but it's coming out soonish, but not soon enough. And it is the 3rd in the Divergent trilogy. You have Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant. And I love this series. Some people aren't as fond of it, but huge thumbs up for me. And if you don't know what it's about, you should. It's a dystopian society in the future in which people are broken up into different groups based off of their kind of character trait, their main character trait, and I loved it. My next book is called Never Fade, part of the Darkest Mind series, and this is what it looks like. Let's get a little bit closer. It is gonna be awesome. I read The Darkest Minds and I loved it. It's about a group of kids that suddenly developed an psychic abilities to cause problems, and they're sectioned off from everyone else, and they're basically imprisoned. And that's basically the whole country's like that, and so things happen, and this is the second book, and I can't wait. The next book we have is Shadows by Robin McKinley, and Robin McKinley is one of my big time favorite authors. Just really great writing, a whole variety of different stories, and this one is supposed to be about a girl who lives in a world in which magic has been outlawed and only technology is allowed, and her mom has a boyfriend or marries someone who is from the magical world, and he comes. Honestly, it could be written about anything and I'd read it. It's just a big bonus that it's written about magic and technology. This author just can do no wrong in my eyes, so I cannot wait. Have is The Chaos of Our Stars by Kiersten White, and this author also did the Paranormalcy series, and I did not read that series, but this book sounds cool because this book is about a girl whose parents she's descended from Osiris and Iris and all the Egypt gods, and I love Egypt. I love Egypt history and religion. Oh my gosh. And it sounds cool, so I cannot wait. Finally, we have The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, and I think this is an adult book, but what it's about, I believe, is a woman who has psychic abilities, I think, and she works for the government to capture criminals or something like that, and then somehow she ends up being on the run from them. Not quite sure, but it got great reviews. It sounds awesome, just right up my alley, and it's supposed to be coming out really soon. In fact, a lot of these are supposed to be coming out within this month or the beginning of next month, minus like Allegiant and the Darkest Minds book. So yeah, those are my top 5 books so far for 2013 and the top 5 books that I am anticipating. I'm sure there'll be a good many more, but those are the ones that I could find. So thank you for tagging me, Manderson XOXO, and I'm going to list below the people that I'm tagging. Hopefully they will try doing this tag because it was a lot of fun and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye guys!